How I made $2,000 in a day pretending to own a valet company. 5 years ago I was bored at work, tech sales, and was browsing C-list for services needed and came across a post about needing a valet company for a private party. I thought to myself, I could do that. So I replied and said I had a valet company. I did not know the first thing about valet companies, and soon after I was heading to their house to have a meeting about logistics. It was a huge house in a very wealthy neighborhood, $4M plus house, and this very nice husband and wife greeted me and said they were planning a graduation party for their son and parking was limited, house on a hill, and would need valet. I asked how many cars were expected, where we could park, times, etc. and said I'd check with my team and get right back to them. I then called a few valet companies and told them I was a party planner for a wealthy family and needed a valet service. I explained that I would be their main point of contact and to please ask their staff not to speak to the owner. I provided the details and decided on the one that had the most reasonable prices and seemed legit, had insurance etc., and they sent me an invoice. The total for this service was $1,000 for 5 hours and 7 guys. So I created my own invoice, fake letterhead, etc. for $3,000. I sent it to the client and had no idea how they would respond to the price, and not a few minutes later he said perfect. And I was stoked. I took a deposit, personal check made out to me, to pay the valet deposit, etc. The day of the event was stressful. The owner of the house thought I owned this valet company and the valet company thought I was a party planner. I kept going between the two to make sure that the right hand never talked to the left. At one point the actual owner of the valet company stopped by and I told him his guys were rock stars and got him out of there as quickly as possible. The event was a huge success. The valet guys were awesome to hang out with. I basically just hung out, ran a few cars myself and gave them all the tips. The plan was executed perfectly. After the event I came back to get my check and the wife had made me a huge goodie bag of food from the party, Indian family and Indian food I'd never had before. Was amazing. Told me how great we did, and all the compliments from their guests, etc. After that day I did a lot of research on valet companies, the market, the margins, and almost started a business but ultimately decided not to pursue it. My only regret. Looking back at this picture of his house, I should have told him I also owned a roofing company. Smile smile.